Hello everybody, this is Mr. Avo. Welcome back to episode number 45 of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 23, and we have reached the postseason today. We'll be looking at games 1 and 2 of the ALDS as we'll be facing the Cleveland Guardians. If you're excited for this one and the postseason finally being here, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. I apologize in advance for my voice. It's a little bit under the weather today, a little raspy. But I'm trying to fight through it because I do want to bring this to you guys. But before we jump too much into the game, here's a quick look at the bracket. You can see what has happened in the wildcard rounds of the Yankees, the Guardians, the Giants, and the Padres, who all moved on, including the Giants beating my World Series favorite in the Atlanta Braves. But we're going to jump into Game 1. But 2 games in the National League side have had their Game 1s before we get to ours. And that's the Padres beating the Mets 15-2 on the road. Goodness. San Diego comes out of the gate hot. And the other wild card game in the NL side of things, the Dodgers beat the Giants 9-8 and was a shootout. The Giants tried to make it close. They fell down 5-0, but put a nice little rally, but it came up just shy. But now it's time for the American League ALDS to start. Specifically ours is Game 1 here at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington, as the 102-60 Seattle Mariners, who are the 2 seed, play host to the 3 seed Cleveland Guardians, who finished the year 95-67. The Guardians coming off of a 2-game sweep of the White Sox in the AL wildcard round. And this should be a tough series. I predicted in my last video that the Guardians would win this matchup. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen. But the Guardians have very good pitching, 3rd in the baseball in ERA, while the Mariners also have very good pitching. They were 5th in that regard. We're wearing our nice cream-colored uniforms. We don't see these very often because we don't rarely play on a Sunday game that we watch, so I'm excited to see those uniforms in play. But Luis Castillo will get the mound for the Mariners today. 3.54 ERA through his 31 starts. And leading off for the Guardians will be the All-Star Ahmed Rosario. 2-2 pitch, and he begins this DS round with a pop-up to first base that is gloved by France. And here's a look at the Guardians lineup today. 9th in the American League in batting average. They're not the best hitting team. It's not their strength, but here's their lineup. We'll see Rosario followed by Will Myers, Jose Ramirez, Andres Jimenez, Josh Naylor, Josh Bell, Will Brennan, George Valera, and Bo Naylor. Myers will strike out for the second out of the inning, and that brings up Jose Ramirez, who also looks at a strike 3. Sinker clips the bottom. 1-2-3 inning for Luis Castillo. On the mound for the Guardians will be the righty Tyler Mahle, who was acquired June 23rd in a trade from Minnesota that sent Oscar Gonzalez to the Twins. And, well, Gonzalez ended up winning the AL batting title, so you'll have to decide if that was a win for the Guardians. But he is getting a start here in Game 1. Is Dylan Moore leading off for the Mariners, who hits this one over to short. Tough play over there, but it's going to be ruled a base hit. So he's on first base, and he's got some wheels, and he's going to use them already, and they're going to steal second. The Mariners, one of the best teams in baseball. They were tied for first in stolen bases with the Texas Rangers. So they already get a runner in a scoring position, but J.P. Crawford's going to look at strike 3. Don't agree with the call, but he's going to head to the bench, and then Ty France will swing and miss at an outside cutter. Nasty pitch by Mahle. Good bounce back. And that's going to bring up Julio Rodriguez, who's going to see the first pitch fastball and poke it into right. Moore's going to round third. He's going to be waved home, and the Mariners get the lead here in the first off of an RBI single from J-Rod. Is 1-0 Seattle. Rodriguez is also going to try to swipe second, but Hernandez will pop this one up into foul territory, so it'll be for naught. But the Mariners with a 1-0 lead after 1. We'll stay with Seattle bottom 2. Here's Colton Wong leading off, the former Milwaukee Brewer, who grounds out to second base to begin the second. Next up, we'll see A.J. Pollock with a very good season, but he's going to strike out on the splitter. Quick 2 down now here for Tyler Mahle. And that brings up Cal Raleigh, the catcher, and he'll draw a walk. So not a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, it'll bring up Robinson Cano, who's, yes, playing in a playoff game. What a season he's put together since coming back to Seattle, but he cannot connect on the splitter, and Mahle gets through the second. We'll go top 3 now here with the Guardians. George Valera leading off for Cleveland, who's hit .333 in the wild card round. He draws a leadoff walk, so he'll be on first base for Bo Naylor, and Naylor we'll look at strike 3 on the outside quarter. Nice pitch by Castillo. That's his 5th K of the day for Ahmed Rosario in the top of the lineup to step back up. The All-Star's 0 for 1 on the day, but he's going to rip this slider. Caught too much of the plate into left, and it's going to get down. Valera on first has some speed. He's going to be waved home, and the throw is not in time. The Cleveland Guardians tie it up at 1 apiece, thanks to the RBI double for Ahmed Rosario, who was actually second in the American League in doubles this year. Speaking of doubles, Will Myers is going to hit this one into right center. It's going to be a ground rule double, and just like that, the Guardians have the lead. 2-1 after back-to-back doubles, as Jose Ramirez will then chop this one over to first. That's the second out, but Myers moves up to third. Big at bat for Andres Jimenez, who's going to swing at the first pitch. It's hit well into left, but Pollock will grab that. But Cleveland takes a 2-1 lead. Go bottom 5 now. Cal Raleigh steps back up into the dish. He walked back in the second. And he'll look at strike 3. A nasty splitter by Tyler Mahle, who's really settled down after that first inning. Here comes Robinson Cano again, who hit 278 in the regular season. We saw him strike out back in the second, and, well, he's going to suffer the same fate here. He can't connect on that splitter. 7th K of the day for Mahle, and that brings up Dylan Moore in the top of the lineup. 0-2 pitch, and he's going to swing and miss as well. 8 strikeouts through 5 innings for Tyler Mahle. And we go into the top of the 6th. Jose Ramirez steps to the plate. 0 for 2 day for the All-Star. Luis Castillo is still on the mound. He's going to strike him out swinging. Nice pitch there by Castillo. That's his 8th K of the day. How about Andres Jimenez, who had 8 triples in the regular season? He's going to swing at the first pitch again. He's going to sky this one into center, and Rodriguez will be there to glove it. 2 down now in the 6th. Josh Naylor up now at the plate. He's going to suffer the same fate. Pops it up into center. Julio is there, and Castillo goes 6 strong innings. You take away the 3rd, and he's played almost perfect. Aniel De Los Santos will come in the 6th inning for the Guardians. A little surprising because I thought Mahle was pitching well, but he'll be taken after 5. First batter he sees J.P. Crawford. He gets this one into center, but gets jammed a little bit, and it's going to be out number 1. How about Ty France? He looks at a fastball away. That's going to put him on first base and bring up Julio Rodriguez, who's a perfect 2 for 2 on the day, but he gets jammed on an inside fastball. It's not a pitch you want to swing at 0-1, as that's now 2 down now for Seattle. Teoscar Hernandez up next, chops this one up the middle, and it gets through. So a 2-out single for the right fielder. There's 2 on, 2 outs. And the Guardians are actually going to bring in Sam Hentges. And this isn't a bad idea because he's about to face a lefty in Colton Wong. The Guardians want the advantage. We'll see how it plays out. 2-2 pitch to Colton Wong. Gets a fastball, skies it into left center. And obviously got underneath it, and that's going to end the 6th. Still a 2-1 lead in favor of Cleveland. Incy Almonte will then come in relief. He was acquired back in May from the Dodgers. And he's pitched very well for Seattle. He'll start the 7th against Josh Bell, and Bell will roll this one over to first. France will field it. He'll step on first for the first out. How about Will Brennan? He pops this one up into shallow center, and that will be the 2nd out of the inning. Nice work there by Almonte. George Valera now steps up, 2-2 pitch, chopper over to Wong. He fields it, throws over to first, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. Cleveland hasn't had a hit since that 3rd inning. We'll go bottom 7 now as A.J. Pollock turns on a fastball. I'm surprised they let Hentges in the game because Pollock is very good against lefties but just got a little too over-aggressive. Next up, Cal Raleigh swing and miss on the fastball, off-balance swing. Not a good one. And that'll bring us to Cano's spot, but Sam Haggerty will come off the bench to pinch hit. 249 average on the season. 2-2. He can't check his swing on the curveball. That thing had a ton of movement. And still, the Mariners can't get a run. Trevor Stephan will come in the 8th for Cleveland. He pitched 1 inning in the wild card round and actually gave up a run in that inning. And back to the top of the lineup we go. Dylan Moore, who scored the only run of the day for Seattle, can't connect on the inside fastball. They are destroying the Seattle Mariners hitters with that high and in fastball. Next up, Crawford gets a beautiful slider to hit, but he hits it right to center field, and that'll be the 2nd out. Ty France up next, 2-2 pitch. A fastball just can't get the bat around. Has popped up into the foul territory, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So going to the 9th, the Seattle Mariners are down by 1. It's not a save opportunity, but they're going to bring in Andres Munoz anyway, as he was 3rd in the American League in saves with 51. He's just tasked with making sure this stays a 1-run deficit. He does a good job getting Jose Ramirez a strikeout, and then 103 on the outside corner against Jimenez. How are you supposed to hit that? So 2 out now for Josh Naylor, who's 1 for 3 back in the day. 1-2 pitch, and he swings through the slider. So Munoz strikes out the side. He gets his job done. But now it's not going to get any easier for the Seattle offense. Emmanuel Clase steps to the mound, the all-star closer. He was 4th in the American League in saves, 48 of those in the regular season, and was 2 for 2 in the wild card round. His first batter, Julio, will ground this one over to third. Easy play. Teoscar Hernandez up next. This is the pitch to hit. He drives a fastball into left center, and it's caught at the wall. I thought that one was going to leave, but it comes up just shy. And now we're down to our final out. It's Kolten Wong who steps in. He's 0 for 3. Full count pitch to Wong. Clase delivers, and it's a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Wong doesn't agree, but it doesn't matter. The Cleveland Guardians win Game 1 here in Seattle by a final score of 2-1. Well, this is what I was worried about for the Seattle Mariners. Guardians don't have the best offense, but their pitching is really, really good. The Guardians didn't get a base hit since that 3rd inning where they scored 2 runs, but it didn't matter. The pitching shut down Seattle, who was almost just as non-existent. Only 4 hits for Seattle. And Cleveland steals Game 1 here on the road. So that means we're going to have to win one on the road against Cleveland, at least one. Tyler Mahle is also your player of the game. He struck out 8 in those 5 innings he pitched. And our offense just let us down. And we don't have Suarez and Walsh to help us. The other wild card game, the Blue Jays beat the Yankees in a thriller. It was a walk-off RBI hits for Alejandro Kirk that gives Toronto the first win of their series. Back to the National League side of things, the Padres destroy the Mets in Game 2. They are dominating the New York Mets in that wild card or DLS series, 11-4 and win Game 2. The Dodgers also up 2-0 against the San Francisco Giants, 8-2. Giants tried to make it interesting in the 9th, but it was just too little too late. And both those teams are up 2-0 as we go into Game 2 for our series, and it doesn't get any easier because we got to go up against Shane Bieber, the AL Cy Young Award winner this season. But if we want to be competitive in the series, we have to win this one. We cannot go down 2-0 back to Cleveland for Games 3 and 4. On the mound for the Mariners will actually be Logan Gilbert. George Kirby was advertised for this, but manager Scott Servais decided to go with a little bit of a different approach here. Gilbert, 2.99 ERA on the season, has been very good, as Ahmed Rosario does step back into the batter's box. And Game 2 is underway as he rips one over to second, but Kolten Wong with a beautiful defensive play. That's how you start the night off hot and get into this ball game. Great defensive play over there at second by Wong for the first out of the inning. Next up, Will Myers looks at strike 3. Fastball gets the inside part of the plate. He doesn't like the call, but it's a call nonetheless. So 2 down now. Jose Ramirez up next, grounds this one over to third. Moore, with a tough play of his own, he gets it. So great defense here in the first inning. Mariners off to a good start on that side of the ball, but here is Bieber, like I said, now a 2-time AL Cy Young Award winner. Look at those numbers, 1.04 ERA in his first postseason start. He has been nasty. Dylan Moore steps into the batter's box to begin the day, and he will draw a walk on the first batter of the day. That brings up J.P. Crawford on a 2-0 pitch. Moore's going to use that speed, and he's going to steal second. Mariners looking to get aggressive, especially this game. You don't know how many base runners are going to go up against Shane Bieber. He had a .9 whip, which was the best in all of baseball during the regular season. But he does walk J.P. Crawford, so 2 on now, and then Ty France draws a walk. So Bieber walks the bases loaded, unlike Shane, but it's a big opportunity. J-Rod at the plate. He's not going to walk. He's going to take the first pitch and rip it into right field for a ground rule double. 2 RBIs for J-Rod, and the Mariners jump out to a 2-0 lead. Teoscar Hernandez up next will pop this one into shallow right, but they're actually going to test the arm, and it is going to be safe at the plate. 3-0 Mariners already. Bieber had a 1.78 ERA in all of the regular season, and just now he's given up 3 earned runs in the first. Wong does get out. It's a strikeout, throwout, and then A.J. Pollock will rip this one over to third. Great play by Ramirez. Saved another run. We'll go top 4 now. Will Myers leading off for Cleveland as he will single this one up the middle into center. Myers has had a very good series so far. So now Jose Ramirez up next, takes a 1-0 pitch and skies this one deep to right field. On the track is Hernandez, but he just has enough space. A loud out number 1. Andres Jimenez up next, 2-1 pitch. Their runner was actually going, but it doesn't matter. Jimenez blasts one to right center. That one definitely clears the wall. The first home run of the series belongs to Andres Jimenez, a 2-run shot to right center. 425 feet. And the Guardians, that does help. They get 2 right back. Still a Mariners 3-2 lead, but Guardians now on the board. Next batter, Josh Naylor, gets plunked inside. Just don't think it was intentional. That's going to hurt your arm. So he'll take first base. Bell up next will swing through a big 12-6. Nice bounce back strikeout for Gilbert. And then Will Brennan up next, 0-1 pitch. And the 8th round pick back in 2019 will pop this one into left field to end the inning. How about bottom 4 now? Colton Wong answers with a shot of his own. A hanging curveball by Bieber gets blasted to right field. And Colton Wong gets a run right back. Solo shot goes 374, and Bieber's just not been on his game tonight. He's hung a lot of curveballs tonight, a lot of breaking pitches, and Colton Wong finally jumps on the first one, gets aggressive. It's 4-2 now in favor of Seattle. Next batter, A.J. Pollock. He'll draw a walk, so another free base runner given up by Bieber. Next batter, 0-2 pitch to Raleigh. Another high breaking ball, but he just gets underneath this one. It's a fly out to left for the first out of the bottom of the 4th. Next up, Cano, 2-2 pitch. He swings through the cutter, so a nice strikeout there by Bieber. Now 2 down for the top of the lineup. And Dylan Moore, who is walked today, stolen a base and scored a run. First pitch to Moore. He gets a slider right down the middle, but he just chops over to Ramirez, who goes a short way to second. But the Mariners get one back. How about bottom 5 now? J.P. Crawford leads off, and he takes strike 3. He thought he got ball 4, but it's strike 3. And that'll bring up Ty France, one of the best hitters in baseball this season. Walked back in the first, scored the run off of the ground rule double from J-Rod. He'll take the first pitch he sees over to short, and he will be put out by Ahmed Rosario. So 2 down now for J-Rod, and he gets a fastball and lifts this one to deep center field, but it's not going to leave the park, and Bieber will go 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. Top 6, Logan Gilbert on the other side still in the game. Here comes Josh Naylor, who just got plunked in his last at-bat. 2-1 pitch to the first baseman. He's going to chop it over to his fellow first baseman, Ty France. France will step on the bag. Easy first out for the Gold Glove first baseman. Josh Bell, strikeout, 2nd K of the night for Bell, and Logan Gilbert's continuing to deal. And then Will Brennan up next. He'll hit this one up the middle, and it will get down to center field. So a 2-out single for the Guardians left fielder. Brings up George Valera, and he'll swing at a pitch in the dirt. Going to be thrown at it first, and Gilbert goes 6 strong innings of 2 earned run ball. Bottom of the 6th, Eli Morgan will come in relief for the Guardians, his first appearance of the postseason. He starts off his day against Teoscar Hernandez and leaves a curveball for him to smack right up the middle for a leadoff single. Colton Wong up next, who homered in his last at-bat. It's a nasty strikeout on a changeup in the dirt. A.J. Pollock up next. There's another hanging breaking ball, and he'll rip this one into left field off of the wall. Teoscar Hernandez will get all the way to 3rd, and it's a 1-out double for the man who tied for 2nd in all of the American League in doubles, ironically with Ahmed Rosario. Cal Raleigh will then strike out. It's been his MO so far this series. And then Sam Haggerty will again come off the bench looking to pinch hit for Robinson Cano. A big spot, 0-1, fastball high, but he's just late. Popped up into shallow left. Ramirez will make the play, and the Mariners leave 2 on base. So Gilbert will be replaced by the all-star reliever Penn Murphy, who had a .8 ERA during the regular season. His ERA was lower than his whip. That's how dominant he was. Bo Naylor will lead off the top of the 7th, and Naylor will pop this one over to 3rd, but Moore can't make the play. A tough grab, but he should have made it, and now Bo is on 1st. I'll bring the top of the order again. Ahmed Rosario, he gets a fastball. He'll sky this one behind 2nd base, where Colton Wong will make the play. And brings Will Myers up next. He's not going to waste any time. He'll get his 2nd base hit of the day. Single into left. So now 2 on now for Cleveland. For Jose Ramirez, who looks at a backdoor slider. A nasty pitch by Murphy. Locks him up. And that brings up Jimenez, and he also swings and misses. So Murphy gets it done here in the 7th. Keeps the 2-run lead intact. The 8th will go to Nick Sandlin, who makes his first appearance of the postseason. He appeared in 16 games during the regular season with a .345 ERA. He'll begin against the top of the lineup, and Dylan Moore, who gets plunked on an 0-2 pitch. So he'll take first base, and of course, you know, Moore's got some speed. He's not going to look to take 2nd, but it doesn't matter. J.P. Crawford will single up the middle, a perfectly placed hit, and now the first 2 are aboard for Seattle. That brings up one of the clutchest hitters in baseball. It's High France, but not very clutch here. 4-6-3 double play. So quick 2 down now. There is a runner on third, and it is Julio stepping to the dish. He's been absolutely lights out today. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. First pitch to Julio. He rips one perfectly over the glove of Ramirez into left field. That'll be his 3rd RBI of the day, and the Mariners will push their lead out to 3. Now 5-2 in favor of the M's thanks to Julio again. Tasker up next. 2-2 pitch. Splitter rips it into center, but it will be caught, but the Mariners will add to their lead. We'll go into the top of the 8th now. Paul Sewall will come in relief. He's looking to hold this inning. He had 5 of 8 on save ops in the regular season. Not great, but he does have a 3-run lead. His first batter, though, Josh Naylor, will crush this one to deep right center, and that is going to be gone. A solo shot quickly for Naylor as he gets that run right back for Cleveland. His 2nd home run of the postseason goes .421, and Sewald, who's kind of struggled in some of these situations, gives up another run. Thankfully, he had a 3-run lead, but it's now down to 2. 5-3 Mariners. Next batter, Josh Bell. He swings and misses his 3rd K of the day. There's the hat trick for Bell. Brennan up next, 2-2 pitch. He skies this one to center. Julio is underneath it, so Sewald settling down, gets the next 2. And then George Valera up next, gets jammed, and that'll be an easy play at 3rd. But the Cleveland Guardians do get 1, and they'll go into the 8th. They'll bring in Sam Hentges. He made the appearance back in Game 1, winning an inning at 3rd, and he's tasked with keeping this just a 2-run deficit. First batter, Wong. We get a nice piece of this one, but it's right over to Ahmed, who makes the play. A.J. Pollock up next. He's very good against lefties, but he can't connect on the 3-1 fastball. Basically suffers the same fate that his teammate just did. So now 2 down now. Cal Raleigh, 0 for 3 on the day. Make it 0 for 4. Continues just to strike out. So a nice inning by Hentges. But it's a 2-run lead for Andres Munoz, who is a top 5 saves leader in the American League. Had 51 in the regular season. We saw him get an inning in the first game, and he struck out the side. He begins here striking out the first batter, Bo Naylor. And then Ahmed Rosario will also strike out. So Munoz has faced 5 batters, and he's striking out all 5. He has 1 more to get the win here. It's Will Myers, who's been the best hitter today for Cleveland. He faces an 0-2 pitch. He swings and misses at a slider, and Munoz again will strike out the side. And Seattle will win Game 2 by a final score of 5-3. A great bounce-back win here for Seattle. Almost a must-win, you say, as they got to Shane Bieber today, and that's not easy. Big win here for Seattle. Munoz strikes out the side again. He's been very dominant in his 2 innings. And we now tie the series up as we get ready to head over to Cleveland. Again, first inning offense was most of our offense today, but this time we were able to sprinkle in some runs in the 4th and the 7th and pick up the victory. Player of the game is going to be Julio, thanks to his 3 for 4 day, just a homer shy of the cycle, and he drove in 3 RBIs to get the win. How about the rest of the league? Game 2 of the other ALDS, the Blue Jays win 4-2, so the all other 3 series are all 2-0. We're the only one that splits our first 2 games. Going to game 3 of the NLDS, the Padres sweep the Mets 7-0. They destroyed the Mets. In the 3 games they played, the Padres outscored them 33-6. And then the Dodgers, they sweep the Giants. They went 8-1 on the road. So we know in the NLCS it'll be Padres-Dodgers, and both those teams are looking very dominant. But we still got to figure out who's going to make it to the ALCS. As next episode, since it is not a elimination game, we'll play both games 3 and 4 in Cleveland. Kirby will get the start. He actually will take the mound. Tristan McKenzie looks like to be in line for the starter of Game 3. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I can't wait to continue this playoff run. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.